art fans. This is Scott Thompson Art, and I'm your host, Scott Thompson. And in this segment, we're going to talk about the value relationships between color, sort of building off of our last segment regarding color mixing and how to keep those colors in harmony with one another. So here we have the colors that I mixed originally for our daytime scene, and then I pulled in more color to mix the nighttime nocturne scene, and then we'll talk about these two down here in just 1 minute. So we had our sky blue, which starts off darker as the sky moves higher in the atmosphere to sort of a middle value range, to sort of a light range as it moves towards the horizon line and the middle ground of the painting. Same thing with the hillside in the background. We want that hill to move back, so we pull a little bit of the sky tone into the hillside, forcing it back. Then we have the lighter bands of green in the grass closest to the hillside, and they become crisper as they move closer with the greens in the foreground. Also, you'll notice that I have mixed a little bit of the sky color into the greens here, which sort of makes it hazy and sort of washes it out. Vice versa, I've taken a little bit of the green and mixed it back into the sky color to make the sky color harmonious in terms of value relationships with these other two parts of the painting. Same thing goes for the nocturne here. We start off with a real heavy deep blue in the higher atmosphere of the sky, and it moves down closer towards the horizon line. It begins to get lighter. It's that little slip plane of dark to light, thus creating atmospheric perspective. Also, the sky color has been mixed into the hillside once again here, making it a little bit lighter up top, a little bit darker towards the bottom, sort of forcing it back. And again, we see the greens being lighter here in the middle ground and getting darker here in the foreground. So these are just bands of color laid out. There's nothing here that looks like any great detail, any great amazing painting. All we have learned from this exercise is that our color values and our colors working together are in harmony with what we are doing. As we move on throughout the course and we move to more a little bit more sophisticated type work, we can refer back to the two watercolor thumbnails here and here, and we see how this concept works as well. We see the heavier tones in the higher atmosphere of the sky, lightening as it moves down towards the horizon line. We have a real faint hill here in the background, which bleeds out because the sky color has been mixed back into the hill color. And then we have the closer hill up here, also sort of blurred out, but it again moves closer to the viewer, along with the ground values, and then of course the path leading in, bringing you into the painting. The daytime painting here, we see again the darker blues in the higher atmosphere of the sky, lightening up as it moves down towards the middle ground and the horizon line. And then we see also these colors here and here being reflected back into the sky in this area, as well as being pulled back into the cloud cover here. And so what that does is that creates, again, we have that nice slip plane from darker blue down to lighter blue to the, in this case, the sort of the Vermilion Cliffs in the desert in the middle ground, then moving back into the ground tones in the foreground. And this is what gives a painting, a landscape painting in particular, atmospheric perspective, depth, and the illusion of objects coming forward and objects receding into the background.